Good morning, Spreckles Pirates. I wanted to read an AR book, and I know we've been talking about things that we are thankful for and make us happy. Well, another thing that I'm very thankful for is that on Friday we get to have a parade for you guys. So the teachers will be in their cars, waving, smiling, honking horns, and hopefully I'll get to see your smiley faces. If you want to watch it inside your house, that's fine. The parade route will be, hopefully you have it already. I know Mrs. Sherpinsky was supposed to send it out to all the parents with the times, estimated times, and things like that. So the big yellow bus will be leading us. So it will be a lot of fun. And I thought, what better way to celebrate that than an AR book about a parade? And a parade that, of course, Curious George attends. So you know there's going to be a little mischief involved. So as I read this, I would like you to think about what trouble, okay, he gets into, and then what the solution is. How does he find a way out of it? Does he have some help from his yellow hat friend? So please read it along with me if you like. I'll try to get it nice and close, and then definitely I'll take an AR. This is a third grade level AR, just to let you know. So if you do go into your AR and it asks for a password, remember the password is admin, ADMIN, and you can get in there and override it and take one. Okay, we want to try to read as many AR books as we can. Is Mr. Roberts going to be cutting his hair into a mohawk? So we want to be able to see that here. So here he is. This is Curious George. He was a good little monkey and always very curious. Today, George and his friend, the man with the yellow hat, were in the city for the big holiday parade. I wonder what parade that is. Actually, it is a parade that I want to see one day. That's my dream, one day seeing this parade. They found a place in the crowd, but an announcement had just been made. The parade may not start for a while, George, the man said. The wind is too strong for the big balloons. Let's go in this department store while we wait. George and his friend looked around the store as they waited for the wind to settle down. Suddenly, something strange caught George's eye. What could it be? He was curious. Let's see what happens when he gets curious here. But when George looked out the window, he didn't see anything strange. He saw the parade. He saw floats, clowns, and jugglers, and a band standing in straight rows. Then George thought he saw an elephant eating a treat. Pretty cool, interesting things here. He's getting off task here. Let's see what he gets into. That made George hungry, of course. It had been a long time since breakfast. Now he could think only of finding a snack. Why, here was a treat just like when he was in the jungle. Fresh nuts, right off the tree. George was lucky to be a monkey. He simply climbed out the window and jumped into the tree. Then he pulled and pulled, but the nuts would not come off the tree. They were not so fresh after all. In fact, they were not even real. But George did not know that. He pulled harder and harder. The tree began to sway. Uh-oh, he's in trouble. Suddenly, there was a loud snap. Then crash. A lot of onomatopoeias in here. Cool. Down came the tree. Down came George. And down came all the nuts. I don't think he was supposed to do that. Let's see if he can get out of this trouble here. Oh my goodness. That is a lot of trouble. Luckily, George was not hurt, but still, he did not have a snack. He raced after the nuts. He chased them around the elephant and under the clown, then in and out of the band straight rows. My perfect rose, the band leader cried. You've ruined my perfect rose. Band leaders get very upset when their rows are not straight. The band leader raced after George. He chased him down the street and around the corner, but he was not quick enough. Where was George? Did you guys see George? Soon the band leader tired of searching and went back to straighten his rows. He did not know where the little monkey had gone. George was nowhere to be found. George was not sure where he had gone either, and the nuts were nowhere to be found. After all that, George had lost his snack. After all that, George had lost his way. Now how would he get back to the department store and back to the man with the yellow hat? I think he's lost. Just then, a bus was stopping at the corner. George liked to ride the bus. Maybe it could take him back to his friend. Quickly, he hopped on the bus and away they went. So, oftentimes, stories have several problems in them and several solutions as we go through the story. Here we go. Ooh, I love the big, big balloons. From his seat up on top, George could see everything. The bus rounded a corner. Here was something familiar, but something was wrong. 2 balloons had drifted off course. Their ropes were tangled. The parade helpers were trying to fix them, and a crowd gathered to watch. As the bus came to a stop, someone yelled, "Catch that monkey! He's ruined our parade!" It was the band leader, and he was pointing right at George. George did not want to be caught, but there was nowhere for him to get down. There was only one way to go. Oh, here he is. George grabbed a rope and went up, up, up. He climbed higher and higher. He was a little frightened, but he held on tight. Then he heard someone call, "George!" It was the man with the yellow hat. George was happy to find his friend. The man was happy too. George swung from one rope to another. Now he felt like he was in the jungle, swinging from vine to vine. "Look!" someone shouted from below. "The little monkey is fixing the balloons." I don't know if he realized he was fixing them or not. That was his intention. Then George swung safely into the arms of the man with the yellow hat. The crowd below cheered. The ropes were no longer tangled. When George and his friend arrived back on the sidewalk, it was time to start the parade. The band leader was no longer angry. George was a hero. Even the mayor came to meet George. "I hear you created quite a stir, George," he said. "But at last everything is in order. Would you like to ride with me in the parade?" Wow, that's a big honor to ride with the mayor and begin the parade. Look at that. That is pretty cool. Soon the balloons started moving, the music started playing, the band marched down the street in straight rows, and there, leading the whole parade, was Curious George. I hope you enjoyed that. It's a really fun book, and like I said, this is one of the things I'm thankful for is our parade on Friday. Also, if you haven't put a picture or video on the blog, remember you have all week. I'd like to continue this, and if you've already posted, I know Tatum, thank you Tatum, I love it. If you haven't seen it yet, we do have one post. It's Tatum, and she's talking about what she's thankful for with a beautiful picture, and so please go ahead and look at that. Let's have some joy, and let's have some togetherness, and celebrate, all these wonderful things that are happening in our lives right now. All right. Okay. Have a wonderful work day. I'm excited to see your work today. Bye.